Blessed love, I am the Honorable Priest Isaac. I am an official priest within the realms of Rastafari of the Ethiopia-Africa Black International Congress. I also hold a certification in the craft of Astronomy from Politecnico di Milano in Italy. Our universe and its makeup has always been an intriguing subject for humankind. Astronomy is the study of everything in the universe beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Ancient astronomy is similar, but pays special attention to the physical and spiritual values of stars, planets, moons, and other celestial objects. It also brings in the terrestrial component, being things on an earthly plane, such as plants, human organs, and connects them to the heavenly bodies. In this course, you will learn the makeup of various planets and stars, how to locate them in the night sky, along with their associated constellations. You will also be taught about the earliest civilizations known for their astronomical comprehension, namely Kush, also known as ancient Ethiopia, Kemet, called Egypt today, the Dogons, and the Bozos, as well as the civilization of Sumer. You will also learn about black holes, their nature and origin, as well as how the ancients viewed them. Ancient astronomy is the mother of archaeoastronomy and astro-theology. Both subject areas are covered by the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Sign up today. Visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, for more information. Definitely give thanks, like giver, the keeper of life, the Mawe Haile Selassie. Royal family, give thanks once again. You're definitely in the zone. You're in the nest. This is the Tiger's Nest. Honorable Priest Isaac here with you. And of course, bringing love and joy and happiness to each and every one. No matter where you are, I'm very thankful for you stepping into the zone. We will be sharing a portion of this program with our family on the internet. And of course, Royal family, remember, this is the Tiger's Nest. You can be a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest. This is a program that comes to you every evening, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and a Thursday. That is with joy and happiness. So if you're not getting the Tiger's Nest, if you do not get this radio program every day in your email or in your inbox via the email, well, all you have to do is email us, Priest Isaac Institute @gmail.com, and let me know that, hey, brother, I would like to be a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest radio program, so I will never miss another edition again. Beautiful. Yes, Royal family, what I would like to get into this evening is a program that I, wanted to touch upon for some time. In fact, not too long ago, I would say we kind of scratched the surface. But I want to go a bit deeper and get a bit specific as it relates to Islam's contribution and the preservation of astronomy. Now, as you know, in my book, it's somewhat of a bittersweet conversation, because still at the same time, the very same Islam that we are speaking of at that time. For example, when we bring up characters like Al-Mahmud, who's actually seen as the forerunner of all of this. And history would tell you that he would have sent his subordinates into the ancient world to bring back manuscripts, which they translated into to Arabic. Well, it's more than just bring back, eh? Sometimes it went down with a lot of slaughter and mayhem and massacre of the original people. But for whatever reason, at the same time, I still would like to highlight that when it comes to the Islamic Golden Age, it is not necessarily Arab Islam as you know it today. And that is very important to the discussion because the Golden Age of Islam, we're talking about from the 8th to the 13th century and not BC now, this is AD. But yet still, this is still the ancient Islam that would have civilized uh, uh, Spain and civilized Europe in that time, in that day, because most of the individuals that we will speak of even this evening that would have uh, risen up in the golden age of Islam to really become foundational scholars and experts in astronomy were seen in the area of Spain and in the area of Turkey and these places. But again, keep in mind that it was the Moors that went to North Africa and went into Spain, Coldibar, and basically civilized Italy and what you call Rome today, etc. And these were the blacker Moors. I'm talking about black people, you understand? So Islam, as it was known at that time, really had a strong hold when it comes to the ancient Ebonite people, the African people. And this is why my conversation for sure, Arabic is not well, a Arab language. Arabic comes from what is known as the Kara script that comes from Central Africa. The original quote unquote Arab, if you want to say the person from that region of the world, is the original man. I think we all know that. The Tigris and the Euphrates River that is mentioned being associated with Eden. This is where the original people come from. The people of Sumer, ancient Babylon, these are the original people, the Ebonites, black people. So that is not an argument right now. And the point I'm making is that when Islam preserved astronomy, for the most part, it was really, again, Africans preserving their own science, no matter how they may want to whitewash it today or how much they may want to Arabize it today. It is the ancient Ethiopians that would have not only preserved astronomy, but would have preserved ancient medical science, which was coupled with astronomy. And then again, the whole art of Islam. Remember, Islam really, in a simple form, really means full submission unto the Most High, full submission unto Allah. That is why it doesn't necessarily come with a whole heap of stuff. It is supposed to be really a kind of simple living, just submission, basically, and living off of the principles of the Quran. So what we want to do is to touch upon the understanding of exactly how Islam would have preserved astronomy and those who would have been the individuals who would have done that. Give thanks for your presence with us. Of course, I'm encouraging everyone to register for our two-day Astro-theologic Earth Day course. As you know, the second day of January is my solar return, my Earth Strong, and this year I decided to celebrate with those who really would love to celebrate with me. And we're not just going to party and boogie woogie. In fact, we're not going to do that at all. But we're going to celebrate. And we decided to do a 2 day course. Originally, it was going to be just a day. But I said, man, I need to go into depths with this. So we decided to do it for 2 days. And if needs be, we would do it for a third day. Once you are satisfied and well, you wouldn't be satisfied if you want a third day. But once you are satisfied that the information is up to par, which it is and will be, and you would want to get a little more clarity, I don't mind arranging another day. You get what I'm saying? So we're going to do, at least for sure, from this point of view, 2 days. That is Wednesday, the 1st of January, and Thursday, the 2nd of January, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time each evening. And of course, we're going to be going into basically the rudiments of astro-theology. Trust me, it's going to be more than many even expect. Although you may have a basic idea of what astro-theology is, many ones may describe it as religion coming from, I guess, astrology or the movements of the stars. And in a nutshell, I guess, yeah, that may be so to some degree, but it's a science. And as I said before, astrotheology is theology, which is really the study of God, the study of the prime mover, the study of the Most High. That's really what theology is. Some people go to Bible school and say they go to theology school. No, that's not. No, that's not what it is at all. People tell you they're a theologian because they've mastered the Bible. No, you're a Bible student. Theology is not the study of Jesus or Christianity. That may be an aspect, a theological outlook. But theology is a very holistic, rounded thing. And that is why we can look at the root of it all and expand. So the root is the heavens. So whatever your theology is, you know, in fact, when we pick up the book that is the anchor for your theology, we can show you all the sun signs. We can show you Mars and Venus. All of that good stuff is inside of the literal book, the Quran. The Quran. Oh yeah, well, the Quran is deep when it comes to the whole aspect of the cosmos, the Bible. The heavens declare the glory. That alone is the anthem going forward, and the firmament show it his handiwork. So this is the origin of it, my family. That's why God is in the sky. That's why he's coming out of the clouds, because the heavens is the origin of knowledge. The first literature is the canvas of the sky. That's where the first story is written. And the wise ones took that story, took that understanding, and then what they did, they put it into scroll form, they put it in the glyph form. And even before that, they built monuments to tell the story in another form without writing in pictures. I guess that was just too high for some. So they had to start to draw pictures. Let me bring it to another level and show you. And we're amazed at the pictures. But before pictures, we built monuments. That's why the pyramids at Giza doesn't have any pictures. And no marking and no writing, because it wasn't necessary. We didn't even have to make a sound. But now we got to give a whole 3-hour speech to get the point across. Oh, how we are fallen. You understand? Now we're depending on UFOs and aliens, and Billy Carson said this and this man said that. And yeah. So no disrespect to anyone. So what I'm saying is the whole aspect of astronomy, and again, remember, for those who want to register for the course, all you have to do is email me, of course, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, and let me know, hey, brother, I would like to celebrate with you, and I would like to make that contribution to, because the contribution is for you, it's of course you'll be given your certificate of attendance. I want you to understand this is an official thing and it's not a lecture. It's not we're coming together and a talk. It's a classroom setting. Your brother is going to make sure he pulls everything out so that you could leave the arena well satisfied. Trust me, you're going to only want a third day, a fourth day, and a fifth day because you want more. And of course, you can't run out of this. So those who want to, as I say, register, again, just email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. And remember, that if you register before the 27th day of December, you get 25% off. So the whole understanding of the cosmos again, it is seen in the Quran, without a doubt. And of course, it's highlighted in the Bible, but it's highlighted everywhere. And let me just show you straight up. Look at the 5-point star there. Now you hear people argue that, well, the 5-point star is the devil star and the demon star. And then I argue, that's not so at all. The pentagram, as some people will call it, and the pentagon, the shape. I mean, we're talking about nature. Now, first of all, it's not an argument between 5-point and 6-point and all of that stuff. Some people say the bonfire on the 6-point star, as they call it, but I mean, research and archaeology has shown that in the oldest of temples in ancient Kemet now, some of the older ones, we would have discovered the 6-point star, but it's really a pyramid and an inverted pyramid. That's really what the so-called 6-point star is. And how on earth that can you fight, such a symbol being the 6-point star I'm talking about, when every snowflake is of that geometry. You see the rays of the sun in that geometry itself. So nature itself is what expresses these things to us. So that's what religion does now. You start to argue about shapes and colors and what is what. I would say when things become inverted, for example, the same 5-point star. Now it stands as a man with the two hands and the legs and the arms, I should say, the legs and the head, which is Allah again, you know that. Um, um, arm, leg, arm, and head. Arm, leg, arm, and head. Allah. That's the 5-point star. In Islam, they carry the 5-point star too. Very good. Now, what happens is that when you turn the 5-point star upside down, that's why the upside down conversation is important. So when you turn the 5-point star upside down, you create what is known as you see the pagan symbol, the symbol of the goat with the horns and the long beard and the ears. You see it. Very good. Now, that now is very questionable. But to say in general, listen to me good, that the 5-point star is wrong. No, you can't say that because listen, Venus, for those who understand the importance of astronomy again, Venus, and we will be going into things like this on the 1st and the 2nd day of January for those who are going to be with us. Venus, as a planet, literally makes a 5-pointed star every 8 years. It comes out in the form of like a 5 petaled flower. Beautiful when you see it marked out. We show you all of that when you come for my Earth Day celebration, the 5-petaled flower. But listen to this. When you put it in its geometric form, you get the 5-point star. So Venus, which is a planet that is, is considered feminine, but it's still a planet of war too. A very key planet. Some consider it the twin of Earth. And I'm trying to show that every 8 years, and that is very precise, 8, because, 8 is very key. The light of the sun hitting the earth is 8 minutes. You understand? The 88 constellations in the heavens. Mercury takes 88 days to go around the sun. So this 8 thing is powerful. So Venus takes it in 8 years. Every 8 years, Venus makes a 5-point star in its movement. You understand? Remember, it's going around. So if you're going to track Venus then, as if like how them old-time Europeans used to track the movements, as if we are on in a geocentric solar system, as if Earth is at the center, and you were to track it, Venus make a 5-point star. Anyway, the point is, 5 points. The point is that the 5-point star is seen in nature. I mean, that's as real as it can get there. I mean, even a starfish, the 5-point star is nature. And again, to the point that it's astronomy, ancient astronomy. So even when King Emmanuel, Charles, Edwards bring the 5-point star, because we get enough fire for that in the early days. Oh yeah, man, fire, fire, and fire. But at the same time, be careful. You can't just throw fire and fire. You're gonna get more fire. And that is what has stepped up today with the knowledge and the information that we have. So again, with great understanding, ancient astronomy. You always hear your brother speak of ancient astronomy and the importance of it. And of course, that is why we have even the ancient astronomy course as well, which is not the course for the 1st and the 2nd of January. I'm talking about the online course. And many of you are already on that online course and would have passed through the online course. And I always show appreciation for you taking the time to even enroll in that course as well. But of course, I mean, it shows you the importance of the ancient astronomy. So as it relates to Islam now, we know the great Imhotep. And Imhotep, I'm speaking of ancient Kemet. The great Imhotep is the master astronomer, master engineer. The great Imhotep also master medical scientist, physician. And of course, the great Imhotep was also brought to the level of the god Ptah as well. But you see, this is why I highlight that the ancient art that was really, to some degree, created by the ancient Africans and innovated by the ancient Egyptians and Cushites. That's why when you look at the walls of Kemet and the reliefs that were found in places like Moray and Tarseti, you see us thousands of years ago literally performing medical surgery such as that of the cataract, clearing the cataract and healing the eye. And why I highlight that, because I remember when it was widely spread, I think it still is, that the Islamic world would have somewhat innovated the whole aspect of, removing the cataract from the eye. I think cataract is like a built up residue calcium or something that goes around the iris of the eye. But whatever it really is, we had the techniques to remove that. We had the technique to heal the eye and bring back the vision. We had the ability to keep the eye, strong and vision clear, 2020. And that has, again, has been seen on the ancient walls of Africa. So although we see in the Islamic world, we see them performing that same act several thousand years after, whoever it was, whether they were Moors, Ebionites, Berbers, or Iraqis, whoever they were. The point is, they were just continuing a science that they would have learned, a science that would have has been passed down to them thousands of years from thousands of years before. Now, in this time, I'm talking about in the golden age of Islam and even prior to that, and in the time of Imhotep and all time in between, you could not be a physician without being an astronomer. They go together. How on earth you're going to tell me you're a doctor and you don't know where is the North Star? They go together. These are two subject areas, two crafts that work hand in hand. It's only today that they separate pharmacology from astronomy, astrology, and all things related with when the planets are connected to specific organs, when certain constellations are connected to certain psychological behaviors. And then obviously the planets to the plants to the planets. You eat the plants, the planets, because you eat the planet when you eat the plant, when the planet and the plant align properly. I wonder if you understand what I'm saying there. So in the same way they would have preserved the ancient medical science, I'm talking of Islam. It is the same way they would have preserved even the whole aspect of ancient astronomy. That's why I mentioned earlier, for example, Al-Mahmud. He is literally credited, with creating the first astronomy chart, wherein all his subordinates would have followed this, so they knew when to go to war and when to make peace. In fact, the first observatories set up in Baghdad and Damascus was set up by him. That's Al-Mahmud. You could do your research. And then you have the great Al-Battani. Some call him Al-Battani. And he himself, he came from Turkey. He was also referred to as the Sabian, which is very interesting as well, because the Sabian now, the Sabians are mentioned in the Quran. The Sabians are considered to be definitely Black people, Ebonites, you know. That's why even you have the language from Saba. And the queen of Saba is really the queen of Sheba, the Sabians. So Mr. Al-Battani or Al-Batini, which is really, he's usually seen as an Arab. Remember, they didn't have any Kodak moments at that time. People draw these people. Hundreds of years after their death, people drawing them and say, yeah, this is how it used to look. Yeah. But when you really check the history, more than likely, these people were darker, let me put it that way, than they would like to portray them in the different artworks that we see. But anyway, Mr. Al-Battani or Al-Battini, he is the one that is credited with the Siberian tablets, which is really a whole rendition again of astronomical mystics and certain movements of the planets and the stars. He's said to be the one that gave a good understanding to the whole phenomena of parallax within the heavens. Parallax is something like when you hold your thumb in front of your face, well, at arm's length. You hold your thumb at arm's length, and then you close your left eye, and then you open your left eye and close your right eye, and then you close your right eye and open your left eye. And while you're doing that back to forth, you see the thumb moving. That's parallax. So he would have explained the whole mystic of parallax as well. And it is said that he would have taken some of Ptolemy's observation and corrected them. So we have some individuals within the whole aspect of Islam again that are seen as giants when it comes to astronomy, the naming of the stars. In fact, people like Galileo and what's the other fella named there? And Newton, Isaac Newton. It is said that they, when you check their writings and their whole theory of gravity and these different things, they would have borrowed a lot of that theory and the whole framework from some of the great Islamic scholars like Al-Zakali and other ones. You have Ibn Rushd, which is also the individual that they say discovered the sunspot cycle. So it is said, and remember, although they use the term discovered and all of that, these people in the golden age of Islam, if anything, they preserved this knowledge. They didn't really invent it. As you hear, they are even adjusting mistakes made by Ptolemy and other ones. You check it. Then you have years after them, hundreds of years after them, you have people like Isaac Newton and Galileo, in a sense, building on their work, but they ain't giving them no credit. Because when people speak of Galileo and Newton, they don't speak of no Islamic golden age, as if these people were standing on their shoulder. And they're not standing on nobody's shoulder. They just steal information and just rewrite it and forget about copyright and just put their name on it. So they're not standing on no shoulder. They're standing, they're kneeling on your neck. Yeah, that's really what they're doing. And again, remember now that the Golden Age, it was a very long period. These different Islamic scholars really was over a long stretch of time, hundreds of years. And so they took that time to even perfect the art of astronomy as they received it. And I would repeat again, I think this is very important for us to repeat that for the most part, we're dealing with an African people. It's not as Arab as you may think. We're dealing with an Ebonite. We're dealing with the Sabians. We're dealing with the people of dark complexion. We're dealing with the Moors when it comes to preserving astronomy and preserving the science. Not that Arabs, as you know them today, were not in the midst. We know that. Oh, yeah, we know that. That is why you have the conquest of North Africa by the literal Arabs that you know today, and why it is the way it is from Egypt to Libya. That's why even Colonel Gaddafi told the world in his green book that Africa belongs to the dark Africa, the darker Africans, and they must receive Africa again in the future. So that's very prophetic, and I expect to see that come to pass. All right, family. So what we're going to do now, that's basically just the introduction of the program, right? Let me be clear. Yes, that's how it is on the Tiger's Nest. We have a lot to say and a lot to put forward. Now, what I'm going to do, as I said a few strongs ago, I know we kind of touched this subject already. So I have some good information I want to present to you this evening. We're going to be highlighting some of these very same scholars of the Islamic world that are considered to be giants in this preservation of astronomy, to the point that the world now can build off of the knowledge that they would have preserved, and if we are to follow history, that they would have somewhat, if not perfected, but would have improved upon. So we're going to get into that in a few moments there. Again, Royal Family, anyone that's listening to this program and you desire a free copy of the whole program. All you have to do is just email me, priestisaacInstitute@gmail.com, and let us know that, hey, listen, I'm not a subscriber, but I would like to get the rest of this program. It was interesting. And well, you don't have to tell me all of that. just email me and let me know you'd like to get it. There'll be no charge whatsoever. And again, you can subscribe to the Tiger's Nest in general. Very, very inexpensive. Each program is like I think it's 15 or 17 cents, especially if you were cents, yeah. Especially if you were to take an annual package, and you get the Tiger's Nest every time it's recorded. It's sent straight to you in your inbox via the email for sure. So, but again, we're going to seal this program for the internet listeners. We're going to seal this program here. And if you need to get the rest of the program, because we're going to go deep, you're going to full enjoy it. Believe me, we have some other presenters that we're going to highlight some of the different scholars and what their contribution would have been to astronomy, these Islamic scholars, and you would want to hear it. So I would send you the audio and an MP3. You could play it in your car. You can listen to it, in your leisure time, whatever the case is. Just email me now, priestisaacInstitute@gmail.com, and just say, I would like the program, and we will send it to you. And of course, family, remember the 27th day of December, once you register for the 2-day course, the Astro-theology course, you get it for only $75. But of course, the price of the course is just $100. It's still a just, It's still just, very just, especially for the levels of information your brother is going to bring to you. And don't forget, you're going to get your certificate of attendance. And we are going to have a good time on that webinar course on that day. So looking forward to each and every one of you. For those of you definitely with us on the Tiger's Nest, we will continue the program right now. Life giver and the keeper of life. Blessed love, I am the Honorable Priest Isaac. I am an official priest within the realms of Rastafari of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress. I also hold a certification in the craft of Astronomy from Politecnico di Milano in Italy. Our universe and its makeup has always been an intriguing subject for humankind. Astronomy is the study of everything in the universe beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Ancient astronomy is similar, but pays special attention to the physical and spiritual values of stars, planets, moons, and other celestial objects. It also brings in the terrestrial component, being things on an earthly plane, such as plants, human organs, and connects them to the heavenly bodies. In this course, you will learn the makeup of various planets and stars, how to locate them in the night sky, along with their associated constellations. You will also be taught about the earliest civilizations known for their astronomical comprehension, namely Kush, also known as ancient Ethiopia, Kemet, called Egypt today, the Dogons, and the Bozos, as well as the civilization of Sumer. You will also learn about black holes, their nature and origin, as well as how the ancients viewed them.
Ancient astronomy is the mother of archaeoastronomy and astro-theology. Both subject areas are covered by the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Sign up today. Visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, for more information.